Hi guys, I'm Cinta here and welcome to today's video. I'm gonna be talking about lessons that I learned from Atomic Habits. I wrote down everything in here because I take time to write my notes down. So I'm gonna be grabbing a lot of this. I love to make it attractive. You're gonna be implementing the things that should be graded anyway. So the very number one lesson or anything that I picked up from the book, I'm gonna be reading them all from my little notebook, and let's just get to it. With the same habits, you will end up with the same results, but with the better habits, anything is possible. Take time to invest in your habits, because whatever you do in there is gonna multiply with time, and it's gonna be a great benefit to your development and improvement altogether. The same way that money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. Invest in your habits again. Make sure you repeat them on a daily basis, and you're gonna be better because those small habits kind of compound. It's not always the best idea to just wake up one day and say, I'm gonna keep reading. If that's what your goal is, I'm gonna read today. You read one book, the whole of it, and take like 6 months without opening one, and then you call the daily little transformations, even if it's just lying in your bed, which is tidying up your area, because your environment needs to be something that really attracts you to your most authentic, better self. This is the best thing that you can do. Just keep showing up for yourself. Lesson number 3, success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. Just like the way I was saying, you can't just wake up one day and say, today I'm going to be reading a book that is a part of the habits that you want to develop, and read like 100 chapters that day and end up relapsing and not reading any book for the next millions and millions of months. Even if it's just one page a day, it's just going to develop into a habit, and you're just going to keep doing it with time. It will compound into your behavior or something that you do. Good habits build you up. That is the basic thing for everything. You build your habits, building up yourself for success in the specific areas that you're looking at, even if it's just running from here to there, just to build up that consistency and anything. Next lesson, or this is not like such a lesson, but this resonated me so much and I loved it so much. This is one of my favorite lines, which was the plateau of latent potential. Here is the little explanation. Your work was not wasted, it is just being stored. All the action happens at 30 degrees. When you finally break through the of latent potential, people will call it an overnight success. Let me use this as an example. You might be a trader, you're backtesting every single day, every single minute, every single year and month. You haven't found that you're looking for success in, but just one day like that, you kind of see like at the end of the time, just like the same goals. But it's not because you just put in the work today, but it's because of the work that you put in some time back. So my best advice, you just need to keep on going. Let's keep going until we make it to the top. So even if it's just like building your own body, if it's anything in between, like anything you want to build up with, when you go to the gym, you want to get that perfect body, it's going to be a compound of the little habits or the little workouts that you're doing on the daily basis that compound into something big you flowing. So there is this little story that talks about the same thing that I was trying to explain. And for you guys, when nothing seems to help, I go back to a stonecutter hammering away his rock perhaps 100 times without as much of a crack showing there. Yet the 100th first law of X plays into. It's not because of the last law, but all the hard good work. So when this stone cutter hammering the rock or anything mining or anything, I want to cut it into, they end up missing it for as many times as they can. But the moment they hit it for the last time or that one time, it's not because it's the effort that they put in the end that made the stone crack into the two. It's because of the recent work's been put in it, or the stone cutter's been put in it for some time. Remember that little meme where both men were kind of digging for, no meme, but it's more of an image or anything. They're digging within soil or whatever. So they landed on, one lands on a big piece of diamond, and he goes on. He literally leaves and goes by his life. But this other guy was just digging, and so this other one, they had gotten their prize, they had gotten whatever they were looking for, and when he went on, he quit. But it was just one more hovering, or whatever that is, one more crack, one more shoveling to get to the prize. So, and it was actually bigger than whatever this person was having. Don't compare yourself just because everything around you is, or everybody around you is like going up, and you kind of feel like in this plateau of latent potential, your work isn't being wasted, it's actually being compounded. And when you finally break out of it, it's gonna feel like everything's just happening like this, like at once. So let's keep going forward. Let's keep on going forward. Anyway, the next one is, goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are about the processes that lead to those results. You want to be a successful person or anything, but you're not doing anything to get you there. Even if it's just a little habits that might go in on a daily basis, that is a system intact. Even if you're just gonna wake up every single day and maybe show up for yourself yourself in the direction that you're looking forward to growing in, that is the best option that you can do. And it really helps because these are habits that really compound to bigger things in time, and it's always a good idea to just keep it on and showing up for yourself. That is the best thing you can ever have. Next is focus on your system to get to your goals. You really need to focus on your system, even if it's just a little morning routine, the little morning habits that you do, or any time of the day. I like to open at least one page, even if I don't feel like, and just read one page, guys, but just to keep me going because I feel like it's a good ritual. Next is commitment to the process that will determine your progress is key. You need to commit to whatever you're doing. This will help you so much because you are obsessed with the process and getting at least 1% better every single day. Always yearning for the bigger things, but it's always smart to focus on the things that are going to get you there instead of focusing on the end goals. Surrender, it is tranquility that comes with that. It's calmness that comes with that because, you know, even if it's just one video every single week, I feel like I'm developing a habit that I feel like every day or every week I need to upload a video, so I need to come up with something. It's a habit that is being built in the long run, so just keep showing up. That is the point. So you need to focus more on what you're about to become. When I become a fit person, focus more on how you're about to become a fit person. In the end, whatever you do now, the best moment that is now. What am I doing now? So it's gonna get me to a point where everything that is. This book is really amazing. I love. I just feel like every single book that I've read is. So this is how you build a good habit. You need to make it's comprised of a cue, a craving, a response, and a reward. So for a cue, you gotta make it obvious. If you wanna read, I think the way that you move out with your phone is the same way that you wanna grab this book in your hands. It's just on the phone, and you're gonna scroll through pages. Scrolling, but now it's flipping pages now. So in that way, making it obvious. If I'm holding a book every now and then I know that okay, I need to read. The next one is making it attractive. For me, but like to make it better, like I make it attractive, maybe just writing, doodling, and just putting in some colors so that it doesn't be a boring process. It just helps so much because now I feel like I'm excited to actually read because at the end I gotta write down things that I've learned and put some color with because I don't want it to be a boring conversation. Make it easy for you. Like the goal is to stay consistent. So I can't wake up one day and say I'm gonna read the whole book because I can't. That is not me, at least for now. But I mean, even if it's just like my daily is, as long as you make it to 10 pages, it is easy for me to achieve that on a daily basis. And make it satisfying. You can just put something as a reward. Maybe you can take these habits, or you have a vice, or you enjoy watching or binge watching certain series. You should get yourself a structure that whatever you wanted to do for the day is well ticked off. At least everything has been covered on your daily routine. Now you can binge watch your series. Make sure that it's just satisfying in the end, or you kind of get to tick off everything that you've done for the day, and it makes you feel super productive. So this is how you're about to break a bad habit. Breaking a bad habit, you're gonna make it invisible. You have, or if you kind of fall into the loop of mindless scrolling like I used to do, I kind of made it invisible. I kind of deleted all those apps, especially when I felt like I was fun get down there, like the rabbit hole. I wanted to not. So go ahead and put time limits in those apps, or just go ahead and pause and leave. That's it. Don't just go through like weird. Being obsessed with your own thing and process is kind of the best idea to always have. And the next one is make it unattractive. The reasons, let me talk about mindless scrolling here. You always come back feeling drained as hell. You feel lots of comparison, lots of energy transfers, like a lot goes on when you go back to that loop. You know, you're just scrolling, like you're watching, you know, they don't unattractive, and the reason to why you shouldn't bother mindless. Make it difficult. You know, you can put as many app limits as you can, so that every single time you're gonna try to scroll, this thing will time down, and you know, you're gonna put in the syncing code and everything in between. It will kind of help you. You'll kind of break the habit in the long run. The next one is make it unsatisfying, because you know in the end it's not gonna make you feel any good or any better. You kind of having it as a maybe something to fill a void or to avoid feeling things in real life or anything. But when you do this, it will help you so much because you're getting rid of all these bad habits in that. I use those as the examples, but you can. My next key takeaway is you should always walk slowly, but never backward. Even if you don't see that much progress, all you need to do is to just keep going, even if it's as slow as a snail or worse. But the goal is to keep moving forward, not to fall back. Not to fall back in bad habits, not falling back into giving up. Like, regardless of where you are, like at a certain point, you just need to keep going. Even if it's just walking, even if it's just snailing around, that is the best thing that you can do. Next up point is to master the habit of showing up. Regardless of whatever goes on around you, you know that I need to do this. It's a part of me. Whether I like it or not. Just remember the discipline that you had when you were still in school. Regardless of whatever was about to happen, these folks never wanted to hear your excuses. You just needed to be here at this specific time. I feel like when you do the same, this kind of helps with the discipline. It's just that there you had like a lot of things going on. If you don't do this, these are the repercussions. You're gonna be punished. But here now, nobody's policing on you. Like, you're gonna do your thing because you're gonna stay disciplined. And last but not least is the final remark, which was something that really stood out for me so much. The only way to become excellent is to be endlessly fascinated by doing the same thing over and over. You have to fall in love with boredom. That was it with all the tea from the book itself. I really recommend it highly. I loved it so much. It's good for building those little habits that are gonna make you or form you to a better person. And that was it for today's video. Love me to say you enjoyed it, and never to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram link in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love. Meow. Adios.